Welcome to the Weekly Roar, coming live from the Lion's Den, helping new managers become great leaders and awesome bosses. And now, here's your host, Greg Storch.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lion's Den. This is the Weekly Roar. It's great to have you back this week in the Lion's Den. You know, a lot of times I speak to seasoned leaders, but my main focus is the new leader. And I get asked this question a lot. Where do I begin to start my leadership journey? That's a great question to ask yourself. And I'm going to share some insights about it today on the Weekly Roar. But before we jump into that, my name is Greg Storch, owner of Lion Enterprise, host of the Weekly Roar, and the founder of a worldwide bartered coaching program called The Helping Hand. I'm a certified professional leadership coach and a certified leadership speaker and trainer. Now, if you want to catch more of the Weekly Roar, you can find all of my video resources on my website at lion-enterprise.com. Go to the Lion's Pride Library and check them all out. All right, everyone, let's talk about the first step in leadership. Now, the answer might seem obvious to some, but others place a lot of thought into the question, how do I become a good leader? In one quick answer, I can honestly tell you that the answer is you. Everything starts with you. My mentor, John Maxwell, will be the first to tell you that the toughest person you'll ever lead is yourself. If you think about it, he's absolutely right. If we can't lead ourselves through life's journey, how are we ever going to be able to lead others through the infinite shorter journeys we take together? The other thing that I know for certain is that leaders aren't made great because of the position they hold. Roles don't make leaders. I can ask any one of you to tell me about a time when you worked for someone who left you wondering, how the heck did this person ever become a leader? And I'm confident that you all would have at least one story to tell. It's proof that filling a leadership role doesn't make us a leader. So if you see yourself as a leader or you have the desire to lead others, I would say to you that first, you must lead yourself. So today, I want to quickly talk about some of the things that you can start doing to help you become better at self-leadership. Okay, so let's start out by talking about our stinking thinking. One of the practices of self-leadership is getting hold of our thoughts. It was James Allen, author of As a Man Thinketh, who said, good thoughts bear good fruit, and bad thoughts bear bad fruit. One of the largest aspects of leading ourselves is our ability to manage our thoughts. So what the heck do I mean? Is this mind control or something? No, not exactly. What I'm talking about here are a few things like being aware of the content that we consume. We are surrounded by a lot of negative things. So it's important that we get intentional about exposing ourselves to good and positive content on a daily basis. You know, I have a small book on my desk called Great Quotes from Great Leaders. As a matter of fact, here it is. As I get started each morning, I'll read a quote to set the stage for the rest of the day. And this also means watching that self-talk. How are you speaking to yourself? You should take note of it. Make sure to give yourself positive talk instead of dwelling on the negative. And the last thing I'll say about this particular step that we can take to be better leaders of ourselves is to mind your associations. I've talked plenty about the importance of your inner circle and even how to choose who's in it. But just remember, birds of a feather flock together. If you hang out with negative people with negative attitudes, that's going to impact you negatively. Like attracts like. So make sure that you limit your exposure to those types of people. If you want to lead yourself better, watch your thoughts constantly and make an effort to choose positive thoughts. Do that consistently enough, and it will become habit. Now, another thing that we can do to get better at leading ourselves is to get better at taking initiative. Let's face it, there's plenty of people out there who either wait to do what they're told or they wait for someone else to do the obvious. If we can't take initiative in our own lives, how are we expecting to be able to do it for others? It kind of goes against our grain, so it isn't easy, right? As kids, we're taught to follow directions, do what we're told. Well, sometimes it can lead to not being able to think for ourselves. You see, inaction is the action that we take waiting for someone else to tell us what to do. I'm going to say it one more time so you get it. Inaction is the action that we take waiting for someone else to tell us what to do. Without the ability to take initiative, we're not going to succeed in anything in life. No matter what you're trying to improve, self-leadership, we have to be able to take the initiative to take the steps needed to successfully change. Good leaders understand that they have to take the initiative to find new ways of doing things and take the necessary actions, not just initiate the thought. Doing that for ourselves is a great place to start if you want to become a good leader. Here's another thing that we can do to get better with self-leadership, and that's just to worry about ourselves. We gotta quit worrying about other people. Have you ever blamed somebody else when something went wrong or you didn't get the results that you wanted? Well, I'm raising my hand. I've done it before. If you start out by saying, well, if you, then you're probably guilty of this too. The thing is, it's not really about the other person, is it? It's about you, and it's about your conduct. We don't get to control other people and how they behave. So why do we continue to spend our time trying? When we choose to focus on our own actions, we won't feel the pressure of trying to change others. We begin to improve our own conduct because that's where we place all of our energy and focus. So you do you and stop worrying about other people. I once heard a quote that said, I worry about people who worry about other people. Now, the last thing that I want to mention to help you be a better self-leader is to make your growth a priority. Personal growth does a lot of positive things for us, but it also creates winning habits that are used by great leaders. Personal growth requires that we set and achieve goals, plan and set a personal vision for ourselves, where we want to be in 5 or 10 or 20 years. All of these things we develop in our own self-leadership translates directly into leading others. Hone the skills now while getting better at leading yourself, and you're sure to be good when it comes time to start leading others. Start showing some self-leadership right now. Be the leader at home. Be that neighbor who picks up the trash that blew into your front yard. Don't keep getting irritated at that squeaky door hinge. Get up and go oil it. Don't make your partner remind you to fix things or schedule the babysitter. Take initiative and lead yourself through life. When we lead at home, we're practicing to lead at work. Make some changes on the old home front, and you'll see these benefits spill into other areas of your life. When we learn to lead ourselves, we begin to develop our self-discipline, and having self-discipline allows us to be consistent and follow through on our commitments as a leader. This is going to enhance your ability to influence and build greater trust with those you lead. People who get good at leading themselves are also able to hold themselves to a higher standard. By raising the bar on our own performance and expectations, we're basically making a statement to others that we only expect the best from everyone. By challenging yourself to be the best you can be, you invite others to do the same and take them to a level of performance they hadn't previously reached. That's why it's important to develop your self-leadership before trying to lead others. Leading ourselves develops a habit of taking action. It teaches us the value of accountability, and it helps us to learn the art of having patience. Self-leadership is what prepares us for our role in leadership. If leadership is influence, and it is, then self-leadership is our ability to influence our own communication, emotions, and actions as we try to become better leaders. As with everything, it all begins with us. If you want to take the first step to becoming a good leader, you have to get good at leading yourself first. All right, well, that does it for today. This is another micro lesson in leadership, the importance of leading yourself first before you can lead others. I want to thank you all for supporting me and joining me today in the Lion's Den. Now, if you want to keep running to the roar, then join me again next week. All you have to do is just come on back to the Lion's Den next Wednesday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Until we meet again, remember, be powerful, but stay poised just like a lion. Bye, everybody.
Thanks for watching the Weekly Roar live event at lionenterprise.com. If you enjoyed this video, please tell others to join us each week here in the Lion's Den. Thanks again, and see you next week.